So how's it going, YouTube? It's been a little while, I know, but I've been working a lot and haven't been working nights though. So there's that. It's just easier for me to do these videos when I get off night shift. It's quiet, no interruptions, stuff like that. So let's jump back into where we were. Now, it's been so long, I had to go back and look at the old videos. But anyway, we're going to start talking about Burton Road. Now, I'll tell you about the start of it. I'm not sure what kind of financial shape we were in when I was a kid. Like I said, we weren't rich. So, anyway, when we moved, it was right before Christmas. I remember that because I remember Dad just picking up the Christmas tree and sticking it in the back of his truck, and we went to the new house. So it was a quick move, which a lot of them were. So anyway, at Burton Road, I learned I really like speed. I learned about fire. Learned about toads. And when we lived over on Burton Road, it was city rural, if that makes any sense, because the back of the neighborhood there's a huge section of woods. The first place we'd ever lived, there was a big section of woods back there that we could play in all day long, and sometimes at night too. So anyway, when we moved in, another friend of mine that I had when I was a kid named Gary, he had an older half brother named Tommy. Tommy was the first guy I'd ever met that had been to jail. Nice people. Anyway, one of the big things I remember from Gary and his family, other than Tommy being out on parole, was Gary's mom was only 12 years older than us. So how old were we? 10, I guess? Yeah, it would have been probably 10. I believe when we lived over on Burton. I'd have to look at the timeline. But yeah, so she was pretty young. And his dad, he was probably in his 30s. So it was a little weird. But I didn't think it was weird when I was a kid. I mean, it was what it was. So anyway, Gary lived down there most all his life, so he knew where everything was. So there was a park in the middle of the subdivision. This is actually a pretty big subdivision. But next to the park, just across the street, I guess, there was a big pond. It was a wild pond. It wasn't anything the city kept up on or nothing. It was just pretty much a cesspool that we played in. It was about knee deep all the way across. And we'd go out there and try and catch frogs and whatnot. And there was this big toad that lived out there. And this toad, he was probably maybe 1.5 feet tall. Maybe a foot. But I mean, he was a pretty big frickin' toad. And we never could catch him. We played hours and hours and hours in that pond, looking for stuff, just rolling up our jeans and walking barefooted, which Who knows? Nobody's foot got cut, but I'm sure there was glass off in it. We just got lucky. So, like I said, there's another kid that lived down the street. What was his name? I can't think of what his name was right now. But he was a little older than us, and his parents had bought him a Honda Spree. And we must have put 100,000 miles on that little Honda Spree, riding it around the neighborhood. Because we just take turns, and we drive that thing all day long, and then somebody come up with some gas money, or somebody get the gas can out of the backyard of their house and that their dad had for the lawnmower, and fill up the Spree, and we'd go riding again. That went on that summer. I guess that kid got it for springtime, I guess. And he ended up getting killed on that Spree over on 4th Lane. Somebody ran over him. So that kind of ended that. It sucked. And then there was the farm kids that lived down the street. Now they had a farm somewhere. I'm not sure where it was. May have been out towards Ridgefield or towards Battleground. I can't remember. But anyway, they lived there in the town. They had all their farming equipment, tractors and flatbeds and stuff. You know, thinking about it, maybe they were just landscapers, but they always just seemed like farm hands to me. Because as a kid, he'd ride the tractor up and down the road, and they acted like they was farmers, and I don't know. I was a kid, so that was kind of the beginnings of Burton Road, and where I started meeting some wild friends, and where I met Holly. Holly started my spiral of off-the-wall girlfriends. I had a lot of them. I had a lot of just, I don't know, weird and wild. I guess that was the style I was attracted to when I was a kid. Yeah, I dated her for a little while, and she kind of had a weird home life. I'm not sure what was going on, but there was kind of a weird home life. She lived a couple streets over, and I don't remember really too much about her. But I just kind of want to start the video out with some of the overview of Burton Road. Burton Road has a lot of stories to it, including the Honda Spree. I mean, it was just like riding a bicycle that had a motor on it. It was actually really fun. But I won't take up too much time on this first video of Burton Road. But like I said, there's a lot of stories. So we'll get into that this week while I'm on night shift. Like I said, I hope y'all enjoying this video. I'm sorry, I hadn't made another video. I think when I went back and watched the videos, it said 2 months ago, so it's been a minute. But we'll progress on these stories. So anyway, tune in again, and we'll pick up and we'll start talking about some good stories, and that'll lead into some juvenile delinquency. That's where it really started, Burton Road. So anyway, y'all take it easy. I'm gonna go in here and get some sleep. So I'll see you later.